Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us here for the O.C.C. Scrims Silver Division. Game of Thrones is going at it against the Assassins here. So I am the Loud T-Rex, joined here tonight by new commentator Elaine. Elaine, how you doing tonight?
Because there's a lot of background. Assassins have had a pretty long streak of losing, but lately they've been training up every day. And there's a little bit of history. Cashews was briefly on Assassins and quit, so this is a bit of a grudge match here.
Ooh, bit of a grudge match, a little bit of that extra flavor. Well, let's see just what they can do, because right now the Game of Thrones have had a ridiculous winning streak. They have been doing such a wonderful job having the likes of Darius Fulton or Mikey really staying into that front line. However, the Assassins did do an absolutely fantastic job last week in defeating the Horned Beast. So with Boot getting the thumbs up, we're going straight into Hanamura.
I'm excited to see what the teams pick. I mean, Assassins have been getting so much better and training so much that Game of Thrones is aware that they've been kind of gunning for them and their win streak.
Oh, man.
They are missing one of their DPS today, so Cashews is subbing in, and that means they do have 3 healer mains on the team right now, so they're probably going to run goats.
Hey man, that 3-3 does work some solid wonders. And yeah, that could really work for them. I think honestly though, as long as they have the ability to have that main tank just really push forward and do the damage that it's been known to do, I think honestly they'll do relatively well. That being said though, last week, as I was saying before, Assassins were doing absolutely wonderful against the Horned Beast. Now the question is, can they keep that up? I know they want to gun for that first place, as you said. Can they make it? So here we go with the initial setup, and I think we're going. What is this? 4 healers?
I think they're trying something pretty crazy, but with the Sombra, I think it's actually one of the Assassins comps that the comps that Assassins has not practiced against. So I'm curious to see how they deal with this. But they have gotten so much better at focus firing that I think that goats may not be as strong for Game of Thrones as it usually is.
Oh, you're absolutely right. So here we go, getting this initial battle underway, and Sway with the Sombra looking to try to see what the enemy team has. Sad Boy in that front line looking to try to get some solid swings out. The hack may be coming out from Sway, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be so. They do have a 4 support kind of setup going on, and hack does come in. Darius Fulton taking out Jaden, and that's going to be quick early picks, as it looks like it's going to be the Assassins looking to try to rush in, land some solid wins, but no, they're not getting much of anything, and they've got Ferret just completely on the back foot, getting completely separated by the team. Sad Boy still just swinging away, getting in, but it looks like they're trying to get him off onto the flank. Darius Fulton does get Sad Boy, and that's not going to be so. KBC does win the duel against the Sombra, but it's not going to be enough. Jaden comes out at the very end, and it seems like it looks like the Assassins are going to have to back off with 3 minutes remaining.
I do love watching Darius's Rhine. He plays as aggressive of a Rhine as you can get away with without being overly overextended all the time. And he's just really perfected, when to charge. And we see that, early on, he just charges Jade in the middle of a fight and gets away with it for free, essentially.
Yeah, I think that's just going to be, that's tough to beat. If you don't have a team really aware of that Reinhardt and what he's about to do, that's a quick, easy pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it was really interesting that they went all the way up the stairs. That's not a place where teams usually fight. And unfortunately, it meant that Assassins were trapped with that big ol' hammer swing.
All right, so that ultimate does come out from Darius Fulton. Does not get any picks, though, as Cashews takes that out. And here comes the hack from Sway, looking to try to finish that one off. And the Kamehameha is coming out here from Trippy Ninja. Sad Boy going to be sent reeling. And it seems like the rest of Assassins are unable to do much of anything against that. Stress does get that pick here on Ferret. And it looks like, once again, the Assassins are going to be sent reeling.
Sway has clearly been practicing that summer because she just got an easy full team EMP off right there, and there was really nothing that Assassins could do except try to build up ult charge and come in for another try.
Ooh, just want to
They
take
do
this.
have slight ult advantage right now, but it's unclear if Sad Boy will Unfortunately, he did just waste that shatter right there, and Darius was prepared.
Yeah, completely prepared. There was just so many shields in his favor, and the ultimates are coming out. It's absolute slugfest in there with a left-click W mentality. The ultimate does get dropped here by Cashews, and that's still just going to be it. It's absolute mayhem in that tiny little room, but it seems like we're just seeing blue over red here at this point, and KBC looking to rush in onto the point. Space Cowboy dropping that immortality field, getting backed up here by Ferret, looking to try to see if they could go ahead and contest that, and no, they do not get that first hit, and Ferret is completely on his own. Sad Boy looking to try to back him up, but that just might be too little, too much. No, they do back out, and they are running into the 50-second mark. They've got to hurry up and make something happen.
Yeah, their positioning in these fights has just not been great. They are running into both a Brig and a Rhine, so getting all these fights in close quarters has been just way too much AoE damage for them. They should be taking high ground with their composition. And another 6-player EMP. I think that might spell the end of this round, because that is just absolutely huge. Assassins have 5 ults because they haven't even had the opportunity to use any of them.
Oh, and the ultimate does come out here, and that could be the one that could change the tide of all of this fighting as Sad Boy gets a solid pick here, but I'm just seeing a lot of damage everywhere with no real focus in sight. Wheezy did nothing, managing to get out, and they're getting in, rushing onto the point. Darius Fulton's got that back line. The healing does come on out, and Jaden gets the protection necessary in order to make it work. Here comes the amplification matrix, and a Graviton Surge looking to come on out. That's going to be a pick, and the Assassins on overtime, managing to save it at the very end. Cashews does drop that ultimate, but it might not be enough, especially with that Discord orb. Unbelievable work here by the Assassins, managing to just barely secure that first point.
That was a fantastic turnaround. Sad Boy getting that huge shatter off really turned the game around, because they had huge ult advantage. Because of that EMP, they had saved up to 5 ults, and when they turned the tide with that shatter, they were able to just spam out all 5 ults and take that point very easily. Unfortunately, it means that they're on even ground as they push into this next point instead of having any advantage, however. And it's probably going to be a bit of poking in order to try and get those back up.
So here it comes, Sad Boy trying to get in. Darius Fulton. Oh, a hammer down does come out, and that might be the one that might take him down. Wheezy did nothing, getting taken out, and they're just swinging away. But Darius Fulton with an unbelievable shatter doesn't seem to catch anyone with it, though, and Sad Boy right behind, looking to try to back this up. There's just so many support ultimates still alive to make them work, and Sway looking to try to get out. Cashews does get taken out. And ridiculously, unbelievably, and unexpectedly, it seems that the Assassins may be able to make this work. Another hammer down here from Sad Boy. Darius Fulton looking to try to get a pick. And here comes a hack from Sway, looking to finish that off, but doesn't get Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi does drop the beat, managing to keep most people alive, but they can't seem to figure out who they're going to get. They're still just swinging it away, and they're trying to go for all their stall tactics. They can't seem to figure out who they're going to pick. Jaden does manage to get one. They manage to get another, and Darius Fulton manages to come on in, but it might be too little too late. Here comes the stun, managing to work, and that's yet another one. Cashews gets taken out, and that's Stress going down at the end of that. It seems that the Assassins go from overtime push to so much time left over.
That was really, really great play by both Space Cowboy and just the Assassins in general. On the high ground, they completely dominated in the focus fire. So between having the field keep them all alive and being able to focus fire down Game of Thrones, they just absolutely staggered them permanently. And while Darius had a great shatter, by that time he only had 2 healers behind him, so there was absolutely no way to follow up and get any kills there. So then by the time the team respawns, they have no shatter, and they only had maybe 1 ult, and they were just staggered from then on.
Oof. And you hate to see that kind of you hate to see it from the defending team. That's just a great job there by the Assassins, actually able to just run that momentum. And since you said, they just kept them staggered. And the unfortunate part was, even though Darius Fulton had gotten a ridiculous shatter, he only had healers behind him. And there's nothing else that he could do for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, because it was such a huge stagger, even though the spawn is right next door, there was just no combo for them. No one had built up a great, like, they didn't have a great ult combo with the DPS lineup they were running. So besides, Coalescence and Transcendence stalling for time, they really couldn't get Assassins off the point.
Alrighty, so here we go. 10 seconds till Athena lets them go. And we've got a 2-2-2 combo here on each side of them. Add some fries to that, and it will be fantastic. Darius Fulton is going to be helming the Reinhardt one more time in that front line. Goes out, and they're moving out here in this right side. But KBC does have that Reaper, looking to try to get a lot of ult charge here from that Reinhardt. The Reinhardt battle does begin as the Reinhardt starts swinging away. A missed wall does come on in, and Darius Fulton is anti-nated. That's going to be huge as KBC manages to land a pick. The Mercy ult does come on out, and KBC looking to get in that back line, trying to finish him out. Oh, here comes a solid push here from Darius Fulton, but they've just got KBC pushing his way forward. That's going to be absolutely terrible, though, as the May does go down, and it looks like the Game of Thrones do have the spawn advantage.
I thought that Game of Thrones would actually have a huge advantage there because they do have the Pharmacy running into a May and Reaper. But at the choke, they were able to hold it off by just focusing down Darius really well.
All right.
They haven't switched over at all, so I'm not sure how they're going to deal with the Pharmacy at this point, however.
All right, so Sway getting off into those angles, looking to try to make life hell here for the main tank that is the Rhine. Sad Boy having to back off here, getting a little bit of that healing as they're starting to swing away. Looking to try to make some solid work, and that's going to be the ultimate coming out. Is that tire going to land on that Reinhardt? And oh my god, great job there by Sad Boy. Did manage to stop that, but it might not be enough as the battle still ensues, and Space Cowboy looking to try to finish out this battle here with the May. KBC, though, managing to take out this Rhine, and he might be the hero that Assassins are needing. Looking to try to get one more. Stress does get taken out as the Junkrat is going to be getting onto the point, looking to try to get a tick, but Ferret able to finish it off, and Sway is still up into the sky, but that's not going to be enough. Game of Thrones having to back off with 2 minutes remaining.
I thought that Game of Thrones were going to take that point because Sad Boy, having dodged into that building out of line of sight of his healers in order to deal with that tire, like, he was picked off, but unfortunately Game of Thrones didn't quite charge the point and kind of were a bit too spread out and got some bad pickoffs and had to kind of reset the engagement again. But we see almost 6 ults on both sides, though, so we're about to see some major plays, I think.
Some major fireworks indeed. So now the battle is going to start raging off one more time. KBC looking to try to get into that high ground, and here it comes. The ultimate is coming out. KBC getting a 5 kill. Unbelievable here. Unbelievable positioning, and Wheezy did nothing. Couldn't do anything for this one. Athena calls the team kill. Great job there by KBC, managing to eat out so much of this time bank.
That was absolutely fantastic, just like game sense right there. He really read that they're, distracted by the rest of his team and weren't going to turn around and focus him. Like, the May wall really stopped them from, like, going forward away from the Reaper, so they were kind of trapped in there with him.
All right, so here comes the next battle. Here comes the ultimate looking to try to get a few picks, and KBC is just doing some solid work. The ultimate does come out from the Pharah, but we are going to have a boosted Sad Boy looking to finish this one off, and that's just great teamwork, looking for the 1-2 punches as we move into this 30-second mark.
That was such a huge May wall. Not only did she trap the Rhine out of his team, he then used the Shatter with absolutely no possible follow-up because they're all behind that wall. And we saw, Sad Boy get that huge Shatter off as a result because there was just very little, there's no more, the Rhine v Rhine mind game.
All right, so here they come on in, and KBC is just on fire. Here comes that ultimate, looking to try to finish him out, and Chi-Chi managing to be the savior of the team. Sway looking to try to get a pick, but that Discord orb is just too little, too much. Cashews is still looking to try to hold on to this point, and this could be terrible. That ultimate does come out there from Space Cowboy, realizing that the Ryans are going to be rushing on in, and that's going to be it. Unbelievable work as the Assassins manage to win the first map of the night. This has been upsetting already.
That was really, really well played of a defense. I was worried about them because they did have to go up against the pharmacy, but KBC absolutely popped off. We're about to see a replay of just his complete dominance. Unfortunately, Darius was not able to turn around and get that shield up in time because he was just completely in the other team.
Well,
and the positioning was huge there because the Mei wall prevented the team from having enough space behind Darius to dodge onto the other side of his shield.
I'm flabbergasted because as of right now, this is a pretty good upset. I mean, Game of Thrones has lost their first maps before, so this isn't new. But the way the Assassins did it, that was a very, very forward momentum kind of style. I have not been used to seeing the Assassins play this way. Like if you notice, they were just, playing off of each other. One did one thing, the other was ready for it. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, what was this?
Well, there have been some major changes to the Assassins lineup. They did just get this new main tank Sadboy, who has been playing really, really well. I don't think Darius has really ever played against him, so they don't really know each other's play style. So it's interesting to watch them kind of learn each other's timings. But Sadboy is doing just huge things for Assassin.
Yeah, he is. Sadboy's doing a great job. KBC, though, I think was definitely the standout there. KBC just being an absolute destructive force. And that's the thing. When you have a Reaper that is just uncontested, that is just so much damage. Let's just throw in that Zen Orb, and you are just dishing out. What's the defense reduction? It's like 30%, right? Or no, it's 20 now. I think it's something along that lines. Like it's a 20% damage.
25%.
Yeah.
25%.
That's 25% more damage that you're taking, plus this Reaper that's just completely in your face.
Welcome to Jakarta.
I'm really excited to see this match because I've been waiting for it because they've been practicing literally every day. I see KPC, helping everybody out because he is kind of the more experienced player of everyone on this silver team. And he's like, I've been hearing them, practice. They're training. Like Jaden and Ferret have both been practicing shot calling. So I think they're going to actually get a lot more kills than the team used to. And, without their second DPS, honestly, it's going to be really difficult for Game of Thrones to be able to return fire the same way because they do have three healer mains, one of whom plays Mercy, and the other two, I believe, are Lucio mains. Like, I know Cashews is kind of a Reddit Lucio, and he loves to get in there and disrupt, but he's not contributing as much healing and damage as they really need to deal with KBC.
Right, definitely. That AoE healing is absolutely clutch, and being able to move people out of the way is extremely important. So that could be huge here for the side of Assassins if they can go ahead and capitalize on it. So Junkertown, Snipe City, and we're seeing it come from the Assassins. Let's see what's going to come out of this one. 10 seconds until Athena does give the go-ahead to get this bad boy started. Oh, man. I'm ready for this one. I want to see what the Assassin's training will come up with. So, here we go. They do have a Widowmaker in that back line looking to try to land a pick. Cashews almost gets his head completely knocked off as this initial poke battle does start off. Darius Fulton might be in some danger, though, as Sway does manage to get a hack. But it doesn't seem to be doing much of anything. The high ground is still being held here by the Game of Thrones. Darius Fulton waiting on for it as the Dynamite does look to try to get a few and manages to land on Cashews. and the battle's still kind of going on. Just a little bit of poke damage. Darius Fulton getting ready, does come on in and start swinging, looking to try to get this one. The dynamite is going to cause a lot of dot damage, and that's going to be the assassin still pushing through. No picks just yet. The battle's still ensuing. The Ryans are swinging, fire strikes are going out, and the dynamite does come out. Look to do some solid work here. Darius Fulton looking to try to keep the dream alive, but doesn't seem to get anyone here with that charge. The first pick is underway, and Bob does come on out. KBC did manage to get a pick again, and here comes Cashews looking to try to keep everyone alive. Bob is still in the field, though. And it seems like the Game of Throws are getting set reeling. They are backing off. Space Cowboy managing to land yet another pick. And Wheezy did nothing, looking to try to get a pick here. But no, it's going to be countered as the Rhine does come on in to help do some solid work. And it might be it here for the Game of Throws. Ferret managing to take out Darius Fulton. And that's a very clean point A grab here by the Assassins.
Yeah, the flexibility of KBC is really showing here. You know, he plays so many DPS heroes really, really well. He opened with the Widow, which, you know, basically had Game of Thrones stuck on that ledge behind the Rhine shield, unable to contest at all. And then as soon as they rounded that corner, he switched to Doomfist to constantly disrupt Darius. And Darius was not having a great time. He was constantly knocked up, punched back, you know, antied. It was really difficult for him to provide enough cover for the rest of his team to get in their damage.
Alrighty, so here they come on in. The Fire Strike does come on out. Space Cowboy has been doing some solid work here. The hack does come out, and the 1-2 punch does come in from the side of the Assassins, and that's going to be 2 picks. The ultimate does drop in here by Chi-Chi, but it might not be enough. He is caught completely out of position, and that's Space Cowboy getting completely deleted, as it seems the Game of Thrones do manage to find their feet here.
Yeah, that was a great shadow from Darius. He got the Ana, so she wasn't able to use her nano at all. And unfortunately, Chi-Chi did use his ult way too late in that fight, and he basically just had it on himself, I think. So they're not going to have it for this next one. But they do still have slight ult advantage. They do have the nano option now. So I'm excited to see what they do with that.
Oh, so here it comes. The ultimate does come out, and the only one on it is going to be Darius Fulton. But KBC looking to try to drop in. And oh, the barrier is destroyed. And now we've got a ridiculously charged Sad Boy looking to finish this one off. Bob just putting so much pressure. Darius Fulton unable to do anything there. And here comes a counter ultimate looking to try to finish him off. And the rest of the team is rushing on in, but manages to get absolutely no kills. And the brawl is still going on in. KBC in that front line, and they're just swinging away. Stressed, trying to get a little bit of space here. Darius Fulton looking for a pick, manages to get it on Chi-Chi, and that's going to be a huge one. KBC managing to take out Darius Fulton, and that could be the biggest pick here. Unbelievable. That's Trippy Ninja, and they're still moving on in. They're pushing forward and not backing down for any bit of it. There goes Sway. Has got to be careful. That Doomfist looking to try to finish this off, and it's going to be Stressed. Going to be the last one on the point. Sway looking to try to hold on, and Chi-Chi manages to get this one. Unbelievable work as the Assassins move on in. They're getting close to this point C.
Yeah, I think that this is really showing a lot of the weakness of the Game of Thrones lineup. Sway being their only DPS, and like they just don't have the DPS to counter the amount of like damage that Assassins are able to put out. And unfortunately, because they don't have any great offensive ults, even though that grab was massive, there was just nothing to combo it with. So, you know, Sad Boy just held his right click and weren't able to accomplish anything. Plus, they were sitting on the payload at that time, unchallenged for the duration of that.
Oh, so here they come, and this battle's starting off. There is going to be a nano-boosted Reinhardt on the field, but now they're swinging away. The ultimate did drop, and it seems like the Game of Thrones are still trying to find their feet, pushing their way forward. They are going to have to back off. They don't have anyone picked yet, and the ultimate does get dropped by Sad Boy at such a terrible time. It looks like the Lucio ult does get dropped in, and now it seems like it's going to be the Game of Thrones finally asserting their dominance, pushing their way forward. KBC looking to try to get a cheeky little pick here, but Darius Fulton still just able to make that work. Here it comes. KBC trying to get into that backline, trying to put some pressure here on Darius Fulton, and the sleep does come on in. Ferret still in that front line, looking to try to do some solid work, and now they're getting geared up for yet another fight.
Yeah, that was a fantastic use of ultimates there. I mean, that was just the GOATS comp showing how sturdy they are. You know, constant heals coming in, keeping everybody alive. And while they weren't able to do a ton of damage, like as soon as they got a single pick off, you know, they start steamrolling.
Ooh, and the ultimate does come on in. Bob doing some solid work here. Space Cowboy managing to get that pick here on the Moira. Wheezy Did Nothing's going to be the last one left, and that's going to be a solid pick here. Athena didn't have to call the team kill, but it was a great job by the Assassins as they're starting to turn the corner.
I'm wondering if Game of Thrones will change their lineup at all as they finish out the rest of this defense, but it doesn't seem like they're going to. So I think it all really depends on if Brig manages to land some really great stuns. You know, this Anna has been fairly vulnerable for most of these fights.
Ooh, and the Dynamite does stop the hack here by Sway. Space Cowboy managing to land a pick here. So that's going to be one DPS out, and that's going to be a fat shatter right there. Managing to take one, managing to take two, and Chi-Chi might be looking for yet another pick, and it doesn't seem like the Game of Thrones are just together here at this point. Sway looking to try to come back in, might try to drop that ultimate to try to save him, but it doesn't seem like there's anyone left. Great job here by the Assassins as they manage to complete this map.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate timing for Sway because she had 98% on her ult, and an EMP at that moment would have probably turned things around. But because she, you know, was picked off, they finished the map so quickly that she never even got to spawn and use that EMP.
Yeah, what do you think though is starting to drive here? The Assassins are playing really well together. Like, I'm really starting to see the fruits of their training. Like, they're very together. They know when to back off. I mean, it's not like a perfect retreat. They still lose one or two people, but notice when they were popping all those ultimates, they only lost one or two people. They backed off, still had four, brought two back in, and then just went right at it.
You know, I expected Jaden to be the one on Anna, but like even Space pulled out a great Anna, and they both have just been getting pretty good sleeps off. And Sadboy is really doing tons for their team because, you know, I do have to say that he does outclass Chi-Chi as a main tanker. Because like Chi-Chi had a tendency to kind of tunnel vision and just charge into the enemy team or just leave the rest of his team exposed. And Sadboy is doing a really good job of keeping his team covered so that Anna is able to just pump in tons of healing.
Right, and a dead healer means no healing. So great job there by Sadboy, and that could be the difference for this team. They may be able to make their way. Now, I mean, if they win this, they are securing their second place position. So, Darius Fulton coming on out, and Sadboy might be going in with a slightly misguided charge there. Sway does manage to take it out, and Darius Fulton does manage to beat Sadboy here. That is just too much healing. Chi-Chi does take out Darius Fulton, though, as they seem to back out here. They're starting to push their way forward. They do have a GOATS composition, and Chi-Chi in a terrible spot. Does get beaten down to death here by Wheezy Did Nothing, as Cashews help lead that forward charge, looking to try to get into that back line against that Zenyatta. The battle's still ensuing as they go past under that bridge. They're still trying to keep pushing their way forward, but they don't have a main tank. Sadboy, though, manages to get back in there. And the Ryans are starting to get back at it, starting to swing away. The D.Va does get in that back line, and oh, the hammer down does come down, but it's absolutely blocked here. Darius Fulton missing that charge, and Sadboy might be too deep here as Ferret is looking to try to finish this off. Darius Fulton does have the orb, gets taken out, and Stress gets backed out. Unbelievable work here as the Assassins manage to make a full stop.
You know, I thought that Assassins weren't the greatest at GOATS, but they seem to be on an even keel. But I think at the beginning, that has to have been an accidental charge. You know, in what universe would you want to straight up Rhine charge into the enemy spawn gate, you know? So that did cost them a ton of ground, but they did seem to recover really, really well.
Yeah, that fat finger, you hate to see it. You really do. So, here we go. Darius Fulton in that front line. A Sadboy still trying to work at Sway, doing a great job eating that fire strike. Now the ultimates are starting to come out. Jaden looking to help the team push forward, and the hammer down does come in, and that's going to be absolutely monumental. Here comes the ultimate. Oh, could that be it? And no, it doesn't seem to get anyone. Great job here. Darius Fulton looking for yet another pick. Jaden does get taken out, and now they're starting to swing in. Here comes an ultimate. as it looks like the ultimate does come out here from Trippy Ninja, able to keep the team alive, and Sad Boy, unfortunately, is gonna be a Sad Boy, as he doesn't seem to have any protections. Did manage to have an immortality field, and now they're still swinging their way. Darius Fulton with another ultimate here, looking to finish this bad boy off. Sad Boy, though, miraculously still alive. Swinging this away. There is just so much healing here coming in on the side of the Assassins. Here comes the ultimate by KBC. Trippy Ninja did manage to take out Sad Boy, and it doesn't seem like they're able to do much of anything. It's just a battle of attrition here, as Darius Fulton is just swinging away. Manages to get yet another, and KBC finally goes down, as it seems that the Game of Throws finally managed to get this point A.
Darius did a great job. Not only did he basically block Sad Boy's last shatter, he's been tracking them really, really well. So not only you've been seeing him, get into his head more and more over the course of these games, but he got a fantastic shatter off, and Sad Boy unfortunately had another charge that went deep into enemy territory. He managed to survive, but it cost a lot of cooldowns. Like, if they had that field for other purposes, they definitely could have won that fight, because they've been using them really, really well on Assassins. They canceled out that Diva ultimate entirely.
Oh, and Sway
Not this time, though.
Sway managing to pick up that triple kill, and KBC looking to try to disrupt, but that's just not going to be enough to really do much of anything. KBC just looking to stall, but unable to do anything else. And Cashew's managing to take out KBC, and it seems like the Assassins may be able to make this work. Darius Fulton going for a long charge, unable to really get much of anything, and it seems like the Assassins are going to have to back off and give them some space.
Yeah, hopefully if we don't see any more, overextensions by Sad Boy, we'll see, a very even, third point. But the momentum has been on Game of Thrones side. They have more defensive ults built back up already. They're getting great pickoffs now, and they seem to have just figured out their momentum.
Oh, and the ultimate does come out. Great job there by Sad Boy managing to stop it. And here comes the ultimate, looking to try to finish a few off. And here comes the ultimate, looking to try to keep them all together. And Sad Boy looking to swing away. Ferret does take out Darius Fulton, and Sway might be in a dangerous spot. Here comes KBC looking for a pick. Manages to get Wheezy, did nothing, and they're still pushing their way on in. Cashews gets taken out, and KBC going against Sway, trying to finish her off. Manages to demech her, and Stressed gets taken out by Sad Boy just too little too late, as they're moving into the 3-minute and 10 mark.
It's pretty bad right now that Sway is in Baby Diva, but she's got another 50% before she gets her mech back. So this next push will be a bit crippled, but they do have ult advantage right now.
Yeah, they do. They do have that ult advantage. They may be able to make it work. So that battle is starting to ensue again. That Zenyatta is looking to try to get some big plays, and Darius Fulton does get the charge right on in there. They've Space Cowboy does have that ultimate available, looking to try to make these dragons work. KBC does get Cashews, and now they're swinging away, but they know they've got to get rid of Trippy Ninja. Stressed takes out KBC, and that's a good portion of their DPS, as it looks like the rest of the teams are just having to back down. Sad Boy does get his shield broken. Oh my god, here comes the ultimate. Is that going to be enough? Sway managing to pick up 2, as Sad Boy helps pick up 2 as well, and a hammer down comes out from Darius Fulton. Ferret gets charged into the oblivion, as Jaden has to back out with KBC.
We're seeing the power of having these great combos. Now that they have the Diva Bomb, every stun becomes so much more dangerous, and that great pickoff on KBC was thanks to Wheezy's stun. She's her Brig is doing really, really well this round.
Ooh, and KBC might have dug just a little too deep here. Sad Boy is still starting to swing away. That ultimate does come on out from Chi-Chi, trying to keep the dream alive. And here comes the ultimate. Great job there by Cashews, but that might have been too many ultimates coming out all at once. And now Darius Fulton v Sad Boy. They're just swinging at it, and Darius Fulton is now the victor of this one. Darius Fulton still pushing on in. He does have those abilities ready and able. Darius Fulton does not have a lot, and he's going at it against the Doomfist. Here comes the Meteor Strike, managing to get absolutely no one, as it seems that KBC just could not manage to get that kill. Here comes the ultimate coming in here, looking to try to finish it, and a counter hammer down comes it, but Ferret managed to stop it just in time, and now it's still a brawl here for the point. They're just rushing on in. Sway drops that ult. Chi-Chi has absolutely no protection as KBC comes out for the last little bits of this one. Wheezy did nothing, did drop that ultimate, and that's going to be another map completion. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a brawl.
You know, I can practically hear the Game of Thrones coach right now. They know that every time they stop respecting KBC's DPS, they do poorly against them. So I think they switched gears and all, you know, just said in, like, their comms is probably like, KBC, you know, turn around, focus him, get that Doomfist down, because he was doing so much CC on their back line. And as soon as they started saving their stuns for him, you know, always ready to just take him out, they did so much better.
Yeah, I don't know why some people do this. They'll go into the match and they do have like a backline DPS that's just completely demolishing it, and it's really bad when you don't have people that peel for you. You know what I mean? Like as a healer main, I don't know how many times I've gotten into a match and I'm like, hey, I need some backup, and the healers or like DPS mains are like, but I got to take care of the front line. Like, just turn around, help me, bro, help me.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, KBC was not only shutting down their backline, but he was just punching the Darius like shield out of the way, and you know, exposing even their front line.
Yeah, that's absolutely
they know to
huge.
shut him down now.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge, and that's what they need. They kept that Discord orb on him very, very, very well. So now the GOATS composition is coming out here from the Game of Thrones. They've only got 1 minute remaining in order to make this work. So now they're starting to push their way on in, and they're not going for anything cheeky. KBC did switch over to the Hog. They're going for a little bit of street pig action, and now they're starting to swing away. The Reinhardts are going at it in the battle. Darius Fulton knows he does have to back out, and Jaden might be in a bad spot. And Cashew's still working it on in. Oh, and Darius Fulton does get stunned out. This battle's ensuing as Sway managing to take down Sad Boy, and now they don't have a main shield. KBC did miss the hook, and he doesn't seem like he's getting much of anything here, really. They're just pushing their way on in, and Ferret is just completely out of position. Darius Fulton doesn't seem to get that charge, and Jaden's still kind of going at it with that Brigitte versus Brigitte battle. Darius Fulton might have that ultimate available here any second now. Wheezy did nothing, dropping her ultimate, and now they're just going at it, swinging away. There's just so much damage. Sway looking to try to finish this one off. Oh, and managing to get Chi-Chi at just a terrible spot. The hammer down does come in, and that's an absolutely huge shatter. But it seems like Trippy Ninja is the only casualty of this, and the front line of the Assassins does get taken down.
Yeah, we're seeing, you know, Sad Boy get punished a lot more now. He's been targeted by charges and brig stuns now that, you know, KBC is on a somewhat less threatening character. And they just, you know, played that GOATS better because they are the more experienced team with GOATS.
Oof, and that could be the difference to everything. I don't know why they're running a Hog either. I think that's a little weird.
Yeah, I think it's because KBC doesn't play a huge number of tanks. Like, his Hog is probably better than all of his other off-tank options. So they don't have a D.Va main on Assassins.
Ooh, and here it comes. Sad Boy manages to get a pick here. And here come the Zarya ults looking to try to hold this off. Great job there, though, by Chi-Chi managing to keep the rest of the team alive. And now they're just swinging away. Ferret does take out Trippy Ninja, and they've got to be careful for this. Oh, the hammer down does come in, but that immortality field just plays such a huge role in this. Darius Fulton is still in that front line, and KBC just throwing out so much damage. They're still pushing their way on in, as the Assassins are not going to try to give them any more space. Sway does get the protection here from Stress at the right time, and the ultimate does come out here from Cashews. They can't seem to figure out who they're going to pick. The immortality field does come on out, and it seems like the amplification matrix is going to come out just in time. Darius Fulton coming in from downtown. Space Cowboy managing to finish off Cashews, and here comes the ultimate here. Oh my god, KBC just unbelievably on fire, managing to be the one to turn the tide on this, and it doesn't seem like the Game of Thrones are able to complete this point A.
That was fantastic momentum because KBC had just gotten that ult. And I don't know what about the MVP for the whole series, but I have to give it to the Baptiste for this match so far. Those fields have saved them from so many ultimates, so many tricky situations. And at the end, if they hadn't had that field, they would not have been able to stall out long enough for KBC to get its ultimate.
No, no. Actually, I think it was the field that actually saved them from the Diva Bomb.
Yeah, they used the field to save from Diva Bomb, and then he had it up again right as they were about to lose. Like they were about to have to step off and not stop challenging, but he threw down the field and then threw down his ult.
Alrighty, so it looks like the Game of Throws are going to be going with a little bit more of a bunker composition here, and I'm not really sure like how this is gonna go. I mean, the Bastion composition always works very well. It's not my favorite, but hey, if it works, why not?
I mean, they are showing themselves right now, so assassins have to be thinking, what should we do to get, into this bunker comp, because they have to see it coming. And I guess they're staying on the same picks, and they're confident that they're going to be able to push into it and past it, potentially.
All right, so here comes the initial battle. Sad Boy has got to be careful. That Bastion will eat up those shields, and that could be absolutely detrimental here for the entirety of the team. So there's just a lot of space to be had, and it seems that Orisa is able to do some solid work. Sad Boy trying to use the cover, but just it's going to be too much, and they just don't seem to have anything really to work against it. Sway is switched over to the Junkrat, able to do some solid damage as KBC in that front line trying to help out, and Sway is going to be slightly out of position. That D-Mech is going to be huge here on Stressed. So now they've got the entirety of the team. KBC does get absolutely destroyed. Trippy Ninja does have that ultimate available. That's going to be 2. Looking for a 3. Is it going to be a 3-piece? And just stops just shy of that 3-piece. As Sad Boy has got to be careful. And it looks like he's not going to have enough. That's going to be that's going to be the end of that here.
Yeah, luckily they do have 30 seconds left. They had just enough time in their time bank to pull off 2 pushes here. But the Sad Boy pickoff, is going to delay this push quite a bit, so it's going to be very, very tight.
Oh, and here it comes. That's a huge one. That's a main and off tank, and they just do not have anything to make that work. Amplification Matrix does work on in, and they're trying to work their way around the KBC, just trying to go around, trying to get in onto the point, but they're using everything humanly possible, and the Game of Throws are just able to make this work. Fair, it does change over to the Hamster, and it just seems like they didn't have anything for it. Here comes the ultimate from Sway, looking to get the rest of this break. No, the Brigitte managing to stay alive just long enough to keep this going, and Trippy Ninja just has so much protection on him. The ultimate does come out here from KBC, but that Riptire may be it. That's going to be the one that finishes them, and Jaden's still into that front line, and it seems that at the very end, the Assassins are able to hold this one off. I just don't see Sad Boy able to really hold this on his own. Yeah, that was it.
Sway played so well. I mean, not only has she gotten tons of great Diva Bombs, that last round, those were massive tires. Like, they were so well timed that, as soon as that second and last push comes in from Assassins, she throws it out there and takes out their tanks. There's almost nothing they can do to recover from that situation, and it's amazing that they managed to challenge point as long as they did after that stagger.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Assassins could have been a little bit better in terms of what they were going to do against that bunker composition. I think they stayed just a little too long in that like pseudo goats composition, and they just couldn't.
For sure.
Yeah, they really couldn't do anything about it. Trippy Ninja just had so much backup, and it's extremely important when you have someone like Darius Fulton in that front line, knows that the Reinhardt has no shield, so all he needs to do is halt, and that's it. Have Trippy Ninja fire it down. So great job there from both sides. We are now tied on this match 1-1. So with that, we have hit our halftime, folks. So please take the time, if you are over the age of 21, go ahead, grab yourself some beer, some whiskey, water. If you're really not feeling it tonight, it is a school night for you children's. And if you are under the age of 21, then go get like a soda or root beer. It's got beer in it, or the word beer in it. So with that in mind, enjoy this video here by the Elfie herself, and we will see you all in about 5 minutes.
The science guy. The science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Do something!
Nani?
Fire at will!
Heroes never die.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not.
Happy feet. One more combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco. I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Look at them, look at their wrist.
Alrighty, folks, here we are back. I do apologize for you guys seeing that 5-minute timer. I put it to 2, and for some reason, it didn't want to listen to me. So, really not much I can do. Yay, technology. I am the Loud T-Rex, and I'm still being joined here by Elaine. Elaine, what do you think of these two matches tonight?
I think they've been shockingly close, and despite some picks, the individual play has been really great. Sway has been showing, a huge range of characters. Like, I know that she used to basically main Diva, but she's been practicing really, really hard on both Pharah and Sombra, and it shows because she's had some absolutely massive EMPs. The follow-up hasn't been super great, and like both teams haven't been comboing their ults as effectively. So instead of, like we see at higher tiers where two ults combo together take out 4 people, we're seeing both teams use like 5 ults in a fight and not get as much accomplished. But both teams have clearly, been preparing for this because they've got better focus targeting and better counter strategies. But it was strange to see Assassins run those same picks into what they should have seen as a bunker. I mean, if they just looked out the door, they saw the Bastion sitting right there. And yet they ran a Hog. They ran, just... There's really no way for them to beat Bunker with what they had. And I was surprised because KBC has a huge range of characters he could play.
Yeah, very true. I thought it was a little questionable too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have a Junkrat in there. I don't know if you want to throw a Reaper in there, but definitely something a little bit more that you can really close that distance. And really, I think a lot of people really forget you cannot ignore the Bastion. That is just the rule number 1. You have to work together to get into the Bastion, and if you just let him do whatever he wants, he's just going to do whatever he wants. Trippy Ninja was just absolutely mopping the floor with the amount of damage just running on in. So
for sure. And with the buffed Junkrat, that Rhine barrier went down in the blink of an eye. Like, as soon as he right-clicked, it was basically gone.
Ooh, that's rough. Ugh. Well, I mean, that mixed with the Bastion. And then don't forget the Orisa shots that are coming in, too. I think that's just too much.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so we are going to have a switch here. Cashew's getting switched out for Sarieth, a name I haven't seen yet, so I think this is going to be a new player, which actually tonight we've been seeing a little bit change-ups in the roster. I think Sad Boy, this is his first game. I don't think I saw him play last week.
Yeah, I think he only joined maybe 3 or 4 days ago. But Sarieth is also a Lucio, so I don't think we're going to see massive changes in their team comps.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to see some of the lineups that, like, I know Assassin's been playing. They've been practicing their disruption lineup. Ferret is actually a great Hammond main, and with Hammond and KBC's Doomfist, like, they can run a great disruption comp, and I just am waiting for them to actually have the opportunity to run it and have a great map for it.
Well, this may be the one, because Hammond can run just about anywhere here. So, we are in Nepal. Nepal is a control point, which means our attack and defense lines aren't very conventional. So it really will depend on how both teams are going to go ahead and adjust to this. They are currently up 1-1, so it's still anyone's game here tonight.
Yeah, I am very, very excited for that countdown timer to get to 0 and see who their picks are, because there's so much potential on this map.
Oh boy. There it is. The KBC Reaper. Oh man. But I'm not seeing the Zenyatta with it though.
Yeah, they are choosing to run a Mei, which is, I'm excited to see what they do with it, but I'm not sure if I can predict that. This is, a fairly open map. There's not a lot of fantastic places to wall people off.
I mean, they might be able to do it with Chi-Chi. So, here we go. As we get out of halftime, Darius Fulton leading that charge into that front line. As it seems that both teams are just going to run straight in, take that low ground to get this battle started. Space Cowboy looking to try to get into that flank. So, the initial battle does start off, and you've got to be careful. A wall-off does happen, and it looks like KBC is going to use that time to try to get into that back line. And KBC does find his way into the back line of the enemy team. The enemy team is looking for it, as it seems like Darius Fulton's still in that front line. Sway does manage to lose her mech, and that's going to be huge with that Diva not able to do much of anything. Darius Fulton turns around trying to get anything to work, and here comes the Mei wall looking to try to finish someone off. Ferret does manage to do some solid work as Sway does get absolutely demolished, and the battle is still raging on. Weezy did nothing, does get taken out, and Darius Fulton has absolutely nowhere to go, does get completely executed here, and it's going to be the Assassins getting this first point here on Nepal.
This has been a really interesting strategy. They know that KBC is going to get focused, but instead they had the Mei in there. So as soon as you turn around to try and deal with KBC, Mei is freezing everybody. So she's getting their healers. Their healers are getting picked off either way, and it's really, really tough for a Game of Thrones to deal with.
That's frustrating. To be honest, that's really frustrating.
It's it's a very unconventional kind of pincer strategy that I didn't see coming.
So
But they're taking the high ground now, which is, going to be the weakness of these two DPS picks.
Right, but it seems like they're going to have to take a few seconds here to try to go ahead and get set up. Trippy Ninja looking to try to wall off somebody, and Darius Fulton comes down, and that's going to be huge here as the Ana pick may be everything that they need and more, and KBC does get taken out. Ferret unable to block for his ally, and that's going to be a big one. Trippy Ninja does manage to get a freeze, but it's still going to be the entirety of the team able to do some solid work, and Sway with only 16 health getting the backup here by Weezy did nothing. Managed to stay alive, but they're still unable to win that team fight. Weezy did nothing, not able to get to the Pharah. That's going to be 72% to 0. Assassins are up.
Yeah, surprisingly, they were able to continuously get picks, even though Farah is back here constantly spamming damage into their entire lineup. But Jaden's doing a really great job with those healing nades and keeping the whole team up despite this harassment. Luckily, they do have a roof over their heads on this point, so it's not as strong of a counter for Farah as it usually would be.
Oh, and a big sleep does come out from Jaden as the battle goes off at it one more time. And that's going to be a few picks here. KBC does have that ultimate available, and here they come, looking to try to hold it off, and that's going to be KBC off into another flank. Here it comes as the male does drop out, and die does come out. Trippy Ninja does get taken out, and there's still no major picks. That's only one. That's going to be two, and that might be Weezy did nothing, gets taken out as well. The last one is going to be Sarieth, and there might not be anyone there to protect. Darius Fulton rushes on in, but that's just too much for him, and that's going to be the Assassins getting this first round here on Nepal.
I think that it's really clear that one team is a bit more comfortable running the Mei, and Trippy is more of a healer main, because he was able to get some effective walls in there, but not as much as Space Cowboy. And unfortunately, none of that really shut down KBC. I thought they would continue focusing him, but since they switched off the brig, there wasn't a huge amount they could do.
Oh, and there's Ferret gonna be running that hamster as you requested. So
this is definitely one of his favorite maps to run Hammond on. So I'm very excited to see some, spinning.
Oh, and he has the hamster skin. By the way, did you see the hamster intro? Please tell me you saw it.
That is the greatest thing. I feel like that meme is actually older than half the player base, but for the rest of us who did grow up back when 2007 internet memes were a thing, we love it. We love it so much.
All right, so here they come on in, and the dive is going to work solidly. Trippy Ninja does get taken out by Sad Boy, and this battle's still pushing their way on in. Darius Fulton looking to try to get a solid pick, and Darius Fulton does get taken out. KBC able to do some solid work, and it seems like they're just going to go ahead and back off, give them the space, and that's going to be the Assassins getting the next point grab here.
Yeah, they really showed off how much they've practiced this dive disruption comp, because there was just no point at which Darius Fulton was not knocked around and hacked and just disrupted completely. It was really throwing off Game of Thrones Goats game, because they're not used to just having no control. This is so many annoying characters to deal with that they have to figure out who to actually focus on that they hate the most at this point. Is it KBC or is it constantly being hacked?
Oh, and that's going to be a tough one. Sway getting taken out just before the fight starts. That's going to be a few seconds before they can go ahead and have a full lineup.
Yeah, since that is, their counter to dealing with Ferret's Hammond, her having to catch up is going to be really suboptimal as they get into this engagement.
All right, so the next battle is starting to come on in. Sad Boy is looking for a pick, and Ferret does manage to get these picks here, and these are starting to work, but Ferret could be in a bad spot. He is hacked, but they managed to finish it off, and that's going to be a double kill. Sway just in a bad spot. She has no way to translocate out, and that's going to be it. The Assassins are playing a rude game right now, and they are looking to dethrone the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we talked about how they hadn't, practiced as much against dealing with Bunker, but they've clearly practiced how to, play against goats on these maps that are great for Hammond. Split them up, prevent them from healing properly, and they make it look easy.
Alrighty, so here it goes. The hammer down does come out from Darius Fulton, and that's going to be Sway. Or no, Space Cowboy dropping that ultimate. The Kamehameha does come out in full effect. And they're still looking to try to land a pick here. Here comes KBC, manages to get a big one, and that might be the end of that as they're trying to finish off whoever is left available. That ultimate does get dropped here by Sarieth, looking to try to keep the dream alive, but it's nothing more than just a hope here at this point as the Assassins push their way into the lead, now 2-1.
That was so well executed. And, I don't think that Game of Thrones has ever really practiced against dealing with this kind of comp. So it's just really, really tough. I mean, unfortunately, Darius Fulton got that pretty decent shatter off at the exact moment that Winston ulted. So Winston just came in and punched him out of the way. So there's no possible way for them to follow up.
Ooh, and that's a KBC play of the game here if I ever saw one. All right. All right. So this is getting absolutely ridiculous. This is getting close. Now it seems like honestly it's one victory away here for the Assassins in order to make the Game of Thrones suffer their very first loss this season, and honestly that is huge. However, if the Game of Thrones can win this next round, they might be able to force this into a Game 5. Well, they will force it into a Game 5, and they still have the opportunity to win it. So it's really up into the air right now. And honestly, I think Darius was just having such a tough time with a lot of these, mobility stopping characters, trying to deal with the Mei, having to deal with all the boops. It's as you said, it's so much for Orion to have to deal with. And I think that's where it gets really frustrating.
Yeah. Numbani is going to be a more even map, though. Nepal, I feel like, was just way, way in Assassin's favor because they're able to play that disruption comp. But Numbani won't provide, most of the disadvantages. I think that Game of Thrones has an advantage on escort portions, or on the escort portion of this map.
Yeah. They do run that goats comp very well, and especially when you have a point of focus, it becomes very easy to know where you're trying to move. I think when it comes to control maps, there's just so much that you can do that I think it becomes really easy to kind of lose focus as to where you need to be standing.
Precisely. It's they're not going to be able to get away with the Hammond on here, so they're going to have to play kind of traditional, and Game of Thrones does have an advantage when it comes to goats and even 222.
Yeah.
But they aren't running with their, they do have a sub. I think Sarieth isn't a team member. They may have come in late, but I think that they're at a slight disadvantage not having their usual 6.
No, I think
I know that.
Are you talking about Kagura? Because I think that's who they're missing, right? Yeah, they're missing Kagura. I think they're also missing Mikey. I haven't seen Mikey tonight.
Right, Mikey and Darius are fairly interchangeable, where Mikey is somehow even more aggressive. But yeah, Kagura was huge for them last week.
Right, well, let's see if they can do it. Sway has a lot to catch up with. So, once the real boot gets the thumbs up here from both team captains or interim captains, we'll go ahead and get what could be the final map underway. I do want to take this time to thank whoever is out in the audience. It's not relatively big tonight, but that's okay. We're here to just give you guys a show and to showcase for you guys. We're here to showcase you guys the amount of training. And honestly, watching this particular map, it's just ridiculous the amount of work and dedication that these two teams have really been putting. I mean, it's a lot of focus, a lot of effort, and I'm loving the outcome of it, you know?
Yeah, the coaching is definitely paying off. They're clearly practicing with more of a focus. They're practicing specific lineups, assigning roles, and like a huge amount of losses for silver teams have come from just like not knowing how to switch. Like, they'll see a certain comp that they need to counter and waver and waste 45 seconds sometimes trying to decide who switches to what to try and deal with it. And I can tell that both teams have put in that practice, so as soon as they see bunker or like they see disruption, they know to make more decisive calls and switches.
Ready for battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. They have kind of felt comfortable for the first like half of the season. They've been dominating for so long that they may have gotten used to it a little bit. They've been watching the assassins practice, and they watch them, get better and better. So I know they've been preparing for this, and we're gonna see both teams, at as much at the top of the game as they can be, while not having their regular lineup, I suppose.
Someone say peanut butter? Step to the dojo. Enemies detected.
Get into position.
It was really, really fantastic for assassins because they did take that high ground, and that's so crucial when they're running 3 DPS into goats, right? Like when goats is in your face, they can take out those squishy DPS targets. But because they won the high ground, they just poked into Game of Thrones from up top and built their ults much faster than Game of Thrones were able to. So he just opens the next fight with a tire, and it's kind of all she wrote.
Alrighty, so here they go, and Sad Boy is still in that front line, does have that ultimate, manages to pop it, but here comes Sway, looking to try to finish his bad boy out, and that's going to be 2, as Sad Boy is still just swinging away, unable to really get much of anything in terms of pick. So here they go, Darius Fulton is looking to get into that front line, and just Sad Boy has absolutely no way out. That's going to be the finish there, and here it goes as the Assassins back off to try it again.
Sorry, there's big interesting commentators, and I'm not totally sure what that means.
Well,
here.
what happens is when I have to switch from screen to screen, sometimes it mutes me, and I don't think people heard that play, and I'm so sad.
Oh, okay.
That
is unfortunate.
All right, so here it comes. Ferret dropping that ultimate, but Sway, great job there with that defense matrix, able to do some solid work. And here it comes. It looks like the Zarya ultimate is going to get dropped out one more time, and KBC might be looking to try to get into that back line, trying to get a solid pick, but it just seems like it's just so much damage against the Assassins. They just don't have anything for it, and I don't know. This is kind of questionable here with this 4 DPS composition. I mean, oh, yeah, look, there we go. Now we're starting to see the changes.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was so close to being in Assassin's favor because Darius Fulton and Stressed were hanging out at like 5 HP for quite a while in that fight, but they were getting that protection, they were getting those bubbles they needed to survive that, and despite the number of ults, and that was a pretty good Hanzo ult in there, they were able to just out-sustain it.
Ooh, and that's going to be a double pick. That's going to be a 2-for-1. And Darius Fulton still up in that front line. Jaden getting a little bit frisky with that one. Here comes the ultimate dropped by Sway. Oh, only managing to get the immortality field. And Darius Fulton in a bad spot. Got caught down without his shield. And now they're just swinging on into him. Trippy Ninja in a bad spot. Doesn't have the protection available. And Sad Boy knows he's got the freedom to do whatever he wants. KBC now going to be playing that Diva. Building that front line, looking to try to make short work of the enemy as Sad Boy is still swinging on in. They've got somebody onto the point, and Stress might be a little bit out of position, not able to get any kind of backup here, and that's going to be it as the Assassins are looking to try to get in on this. Darius Fulton is up in that front line, 1.5 meters available, and they're just alternating between the tanks. Here comes Jaden with the ultimate, trying to push forward, and that's going to be some heavy staggers as it seems that the Assassins are able to push it through. They've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds of remaining. Ugh.
They're in such a comfortable spot, and those tires are just doing a really great job. Like, unfortunately, he's been getting multiple picks with each tire, so Game of Thrones is not really able to recover from the momentum in time to contest again.
All right, so here they
Perhaps
come.
they should be just regrouping fully and going for that overtime contest instead of trickling in one by one like they did.
Ooh, and here comes the ultimate, and that's going to be huge. That's going to be what they needed. And they go take out that immortality field, and it's just an absolute scrap here as they're pushing on in. And Stress has 100% charge as they're just rushing on in. They've got that ultimate available, and guess what? They're feeling it, Mr. Krabs. They're pushing their way on in. Darius Fulton is just hungry for blood, pushing forward more and more, and they manage to back up the Assassins all the way up to their spawn.
Yeah, they got some fantastic stagger kills and cost them in like a minute and a half. So they are down to close to 2 minutes, but they don't have a whole lot. They don't have too far to go, and Assassins do have 5 ultimates. So if we see them combo well, they could take it very easily here. But it all depends on their timing.
Ooh, so here it comes. The initial battle does start off, and they're starting to swing away. The melee tanks still working at it, and Sad Boy losing his stuff, and here it comes, dropping it right on there, and that's going to be huge. Oh, that's going to be 2, and Sad Boy using this opportunity to swing away, and no, Jaden just gets caught completely out. Trippy Ninja still in that front line, and Darius Fulton just has all that protection. Here comes Sway with that ultimate, looking to finish him off, and manages to finish off Chi-Chi as Trippy Ninja does have that ultimate available and just starts swinging away, swing, and Ferret does get taken down as it seems that the Assassins are having to back off with just little over a minute remaining.
Yeah, they did do a fantastic combo with that bomb, but the follow-up, they just weren't able to outdo the fantastic sustain that Game of Thrones had. But it did cost them a lot of ultimates. We're seeing all of the defensive ultimates basically still charging, and it's going to be a while before they have another combo or anything to combo with the Grav.
Ooh, so here they go. That ultimate does come on out. The immortality field comes out, and they are looking to try to stay alive. And the ultimate does come out from Darius Fulton as he looks to try to finish the enemy team off. KBC in a bad spot, does get taken down, and that's going to be a quick finish. And they are without an off tank, at least in terms of Diva. So here they go, swinging on in. That's just a lot of AoE healing, and it looks like it's going to be Sad Boy trying to get into that back line, at least maybe trying to farm another one. I'm not sure. Sway drops that ultimate. Oh, not managing to get anyone as they're falling into their final seconds. Darius Fulton does fall slightly out of position as the Ryans are swinging away. Oh no, and the hammer down comes in, and they don't seem to get anything just yet. They do have the Brigitte. Oh, here comes a Diva Bomb one more time. Oh, that's going to be huge. KBC managing to pick them up, and here they go, swinging away. Darius Fulton looking to finish Sad Boy off, and the rest of the team turning around, but there's nobody on the point. They've got to hurry up and get in there. Great job using that immortality field, as now they're swinging. They're fighting for their lives, and they've got to hurry up and get someone. Great job there. Ultimate comes out here by Sad Boy, and that's going to be huge. Oh my God, KBC, you are on some sort of fire right now, buddy. Managing to eat the Graviton Surge by the Zarya, but it looks like that's going to be a huge play.
My God.
A quadruple kill does come on out, and that's going to stop that push here from the Assassins. What did I just see? Oh my God.
Oh my God. The Rhine got knocked out of place at the last second of that bomb, so it got everybody.
Oh no. What did I just see? What
a play.
What?
I was going to say, the first time that Sway bombed, it was unfortunate because Ryan did have his ult up, but he didn't use it, so he got nobody. But in the end, that worked out for them because he was able to get it out, for that combo.
Yeesh, it's as Bacon saying hashtag Sway Bomb. I love it. That Sway Bomb coming in super strong. Whew. Alrighty, so it's still anyone's game. I sometimes hate it whenever I'm playing with people. They don't complete the map and they're like, "Oh, we should give up." I'm like, "No, you probably shouldn't." There's you can go for a full hold. It's got the opportunity to work here. So
I mean, as a reminder, Assassins have been practicing the bunker comp a lot, and we're seeing it here, especially on Numbani. Actually, they've practiced it a lot on this high ground here. So it's a good chance to see if Game of Thrones know how to deal with their own strategy and push into this.
Voltage asking, it's the Bacon. Yes, it is the Bacon. I told Bacon the other day, I don't know if you're watching through the server, but sometimes Bacon sprinkles the morning with a little self-loathing. Makes my day. Nothing like a little self-loathing to start off your Monday mornings. Seriously. And I love it. I absolutely do. Alrighty, so here we go. They're getting themselves started, and they're going straight for a goats comp. They know what they want, and they've got to make it. They've got to make it count. Sad Boy though is going to be playing the Reinhardt, so there's no one to eat that one at any given point. Sad Boy just rushes on in, gets down onto the point, and has absolutely nobody there to protect him. It's just Chi-Chi looking to try to keep it going, and I think this bunker composition might have gotten destroyed too little too soon. Space Cowboy does come on down, and there's just a lot of damage coming in, but not really doing much of anything. Great job there by Darius Fulton managing to read that, and that's going to be a quick point A grab here by the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they have definitely practiced how to push into a bunker comp because they did precisely the correct thing. Darius had his shield up. They speed boosted right under them, so they were, under this wall, completely out of line of sight and challenging point, forcing Assassins to have to drop. And as soon as they did, comp split apart and they just demolished it. It was played perfectly.
I gotta say, maybe not. I do have to give that. I do have to say, Sad Boy really made a bad choice. Like, Sad Boy went down immediately, and that probably wasn't for the better.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That was just that's an easy main tank ping. Here it comes, that ultimate.
Yeah.
What's up?
Doesn't play a whole lot of Orisa, so I think Ryan is definitely his bread and butter.
Ooh, bread and butter it is, and I'd like that with a slice of cheese. So here they go, looking to try to hold on, and Sad Boy is still swinging away. The amplification matrix is coming out, and Sway looking for a mega bomb. Ooh, managing to get 3 once again, and it seems like the Assassins just do not have an answer for this. What is going on? The Game of Thrones are just playing ridiculous right now. What is happening?
Darius outclassed Sad Boy there, and as soon as he got picked off, they had the Diva bomb up because they had such momentum from that first engagement.
Oh, but you hate to see it. It seemed like the Game of Thrones did get off for a few seconds, so they did lose a little bit of time here on that push. Darius Fulton is in that front line, and I don't know what Sad Boy's doing. He's a little bit too far in the front line. He doesn't have any backup, and Darius Fulton whiffs a hammer down, comes on out, and that's Sad Boy having the ability to get someone here, but Trippy Ninja does pull, or I'm sorry, Wheezy did nothing, popping out the Kamehameha. Here comes the ultimate coming out with the Graviton Surge, and that's going to be a protection ultimate coming out here from Chi-Chi. A counter bomb does come on out. Oh, and doesn't seem to get anyone, cannot seem to get those sway bombs. And it's an absolute slaughterfest here as they're just swinging away, hoping for a pick, and Darius Bolton gets the first one. Here comes Sway to show KBC how the bombing's done, only managing to get nobody, but it doesn't matter as it seems like there is just no follow-up on this one, and it's going to be just this last little bit. Ferret does get taken out, and now they're pushing over to the next bit of the corner. I don't know why Jaden is running in completely on his own, but that's going to be it. The amplification matrix does come out from Space Cowboy, looking to try to hold it, but they've got to hurry up and get someone in onto the point. Chi-Chi not able to touch it, and it's going to be the Assassin, or I'm sorry, Game of Throws, tying this up 2-2. We are going to a Game 5 tonight.
I am so excited to see a Game 5. Especially between these two teams, where it's been really, really even. The Game of Thrones goats seems to definitely have advantage on these escort maps, where they're really able to cluster together on a single point, and there's not so many angles that it can be attacked from, like on control maps.
Ooh, did you see that quadruple kill?
These bombs, these bombs,
these bombs, though. Okay, that's all I'm saying on that one. Wow.
96% kill participation for Trippy Ninja, though.
That's ridiculous.
They were sticking together so well.
Yeah, and I think is the unfortunate part is the Assassins. I think the Assassins see the victory, but at a certain point they were kind of rushing it. Like they did the initial mess up. Sad Boy did come down way too early. He came down way too early. They lost the bunker composition, right? So they lose the bunker composition, and then from then on, it just seems like they just can't really figure themselves out. I don't know if maybe they were trickling a little too much, or what did you see?
I think that they were kind of tilted at the end because they never really got a full push together, and when they did, Sad Boy was kind of. I don't really consider him to be overextended, but he wasn't getting the heals that he needed, and there were a few points where he was kind of overextended. But I think for the most part, though, Darius just outplayed them, especially at the end where there's nothing to stop him from just swinging his hammer and taking out half the assassins.
Yeah, well, for those of you just joining us tonight, we are going to a Game 5. Assassins have been doing a valiant effort, and they've been doing a wonderful effort. But will they be the ones to dethrone the Game of Thrones? They have had a perfect season thus far, and they're trying to see if they can stay with a perfect season. So, right now, Boot is going to go ahead and get the okay, and they're going to go ahead and figure out what is going to be their final map of the night. Unfortunately, it can't be anywhere that you could stall in, or I'm sorry, they can get a draw into 2CP. Can't do it. Can't do hybrid maps. So it's really mainly just straight escort or control. That's really all you got at this point.
I think it's control only for tiebreaker maps. Yeah, so assassins will have the advantage because on Lijiang, Barrett is going to be able to pull out his Hammond.
Ooh,
and it'll be a test to see if Game of Thrones can adapt this time and figure out the solution to that disruption comp.
And for those of you, just listen to Sniv. Go ahead and follow us on social media. We're getting a little bit more active in that department. They're trying to get a few more people in here, a lot more people that we can really enjoy, watch, and hopefully we'll have more teams for you guys. We really, really do hope so. So,
Victory.
As you were saying, and we do have a host. Thank you, Shaggy Makers, for putting us there. Thank you, Sniv. You're helping. I love you. Anyway.
Is Sniv our new community manager?
Well, yeah, in a way. Sniv has recently taken over the social media, so you'll be seeing more posts here, and particularly for the meetup. For those of you who are coming into the meetup, we will be uploading pictures, obviously with your consent, of course, so that way we can show the world what it's like to meet people from across the pond, if you are from across the pond. So.
Shout outs to Sniv for arranging an actual real band to do a song just for this.
Really?
I remember he didn't feel like he was getting the recognition he deserved in chat. So shout outs here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I should have asked.
Oh, snap.
It's okay. There's only 14 people watching,
Alrighty,
including me.
so here we go, as Darius Fulton staying in that front line, and he wants to go for that victory. So they are going to be running in with that May once again, and will it be the very difference that they need in order to make this work? So here we go, Sad Boy in that front line, looking to make some solid work. Trippy Ninja is going to be off. Oh, but that's going to be bad here for Darius Fulton, as they do have KBC looking for some solid picks. Sway does get frozen, has a lot of healing available, but that's not going to be it. Ferret has got to be careful in terms of what's going to happen. Here they go, pushing on in, does manage to get Sad Boy. And Darius Fulton still managing to back out, but that's going to be Ferret managing to land the solid pick here. Here they go, pushing their way forward, and the battle is not done yet. The main tanks are done, and here it comes, a solid freeze, but it's still not going to be any solid picks here, and that's going to be Sway. The ultimates are coming out here. Jaden doing a great job trying to clear up this point. Here comes Darius Fulton, but no, Darius Fulton knows this is not a place to be, as the Assassins go ahead and get it right back.
Yeah, that was great play on KBC's part, but unfortunately, Jaden probably, definitely should not have used that coalescence at the end there when they were, 6v2? He did get a kill with it, but it was so unnecessary, and they're going to be, they still have more ultimates, but they could have had a bigger advantage here than they do now.
All right, so here it comes. The next battle is coming up underway, and they are dropping that ultimate. Great job here. Sad Boy, though, just got a little bit too cocky on that one, and the picks are coming in favor of the Game of Throws, and KBC does get taken out, and I think Athena's going to call that as a team kill. Nope, doesn't call it. Either way, that's an entire team taken down.
Unfortunately, even though none of the Assassins were on the point, Game of Throws did leave it for a solid 10-15 seconds that they could have been capping. And they could have been, 10-12% ahead here.
All right, so here they go. The next battle's coming on in. Darius Fulton just in the bad corner, does get taken out, and here comes the Diva Bomb, but that's just going to be just in a bad spot, and Trippy Ninja does get taken out. Sad Boy, left click W, working his way into the abyss. Sway in a bad spot, does get demeched, and that might be demeched and completely killed here, as KBC is just helping to lead that charge. They managed to get it, and this is just a ridiculous back and forth here tonight, folks. Real quick.
Hopefully they have somebody tracking KBC ults.
Real quick, Shaggy, if you do find friends in your comp matches and they are silver, please go ahead and tell them to sign up. You're right, we do need more silvers. So here we go. As they're pushing their way on in, the ultimate does come out, but great job there by Sway. Unbelievable work here. Oh my God, KBC with that combo, helping to back out, and Wheezy did nothing, just completely unable to do anything for her team. That 1-2 combo was just too much to deal with.
They got lulled into a false sense of security by Sway, who, had an epic moment. She did eat that mailed, and they thought they were safe, but no. Shatter comes down on 4 people, and KBC gets Q.
Oh no, and Darius Fulton does get taken out just a little early, and here they go. They do drop a counter ultimate to try to keep them going, but here they go. Stress does get taken out, and Darius Fulton charges on in. Sad Boy still forward ground, looking to try to make this work, and oh my God, the hammer down does come in. Great job there between the two tanks, able to do some solid work, but Space Cowboy manages to stop that push here from Darius Fulton, and Darius Fulton just might have to be in the worst form of care right now, but Ferret is the only one left here on the point, having to back out. The Assassins have just one fight to win to get this first round.
Yeah, Seriath actually got onto the point. Not only did he get onto the point early and cap, he pulled, people from Assassins off and then killed them. Not only did he take out, the Moira, he then took out KBC. So that was absolutely huge because, Assassin basically got sandwiched between Darius's hammer and that. So we'll see how this fight goes as they take high ground, though.
All right, so here they go, rushing on in. They don't have a lot of time, and they start off with the Kamehameha, using that to start off, and here comes, oh, the hammer down, looking to try to finish this off, and Sarayeth is going to be on point. Die does come out into solid effect. Wheezy did nothing, the only one left, and Sway knows that she cannot back out, and unfortunately, there's nothing that she can do. As it seems like Darius Fulton with the Reinhardt looking to try to rush on in is not going to be able to do much of anything. And now the Assassins are properly poised to win the first match against Game of Thrones.
Oof, I think they really needed to be tracking KBC's ults better and save those all the stuns for him. Because, you know, he's done so much work with every single time he's pressed Q. And Assassins are setting up combos for him.
Yeah, they are. They are. That Mei ult, I mean, I think they dropped 3, right? It was a hammer down, Mei ult, and then KBC dropped that ultimate. Either way, final fight, why not? You know?
Yeah. I thought that the Mei ult was a little bit whiffed because it didn't get everybody, but they got just enough that they had nothing left to stop KBC from pressing Q.
Alrighty, folks, so here we go. Game of Thrones in line to get dethroned, and this could be absolutely huge and nutty. So Darius Fulton leading off the charge, but they've got to be careful where they're going to go ahead and get this started. Sway is going to be playing her signature Pharah, and they start the initial battle. Darius Fulton does get the pick here on Jaden, and that's going to be a lot of healing in which the team cannot deal with. Chi-Chi is going to be helping out with the Pharah Mercy, and it seems like even with the Mei, there's just nothing that they can do. They do capture that point relatively quickly. Ferret gets taken out, and that's going to be it as the Game of Thrones managed to get this point first.
Yeah, so, you know, they had a numbers advantage. I thought that I thought that Sway wouldn't be able to do as well because she doesn't have the Mercy with her, but instead she pulled their Pharmacy onto her 2v1, leaving just 4 members of Assassins to deal with the rest of Game of Thrones. So even though there's a decent Mei wall, the numbers advantage just was too much.
Alrighty, so here they go, getting the next battle underway, and that Mei wall might have been just a little too preemptive. KBC does take out Sway, though. Darius Fulton does miss that charge, and here they go, pushing on in. Sad Boy, oh no, that's not gonna be good, as it looks like it go ahead and grab 2. Sad Boy does get taken out, and the Game of Thrones are just dominating right now, 42% and climbing.
Yeah, Assassins really have not been able to use their Pharmacy properly. They haven't been getting the spam damage that they need to in order to, you know, prevent Wheezy from keeping the team up. And as a result, because they've just, you know, come in kind of out on the sidelines, they were like trying to pincer in from the other side that fight. They haven't been contributing as much as they need to.
Alrighty, so here they go. The Pharah Mercy battle starting off once again, and for some reason it seems like it's gonna be the Assassins going right back into it again, looking to try to hold on to it. The Kamehameha does come out though from Jaden. Oh, and that's going to be huge. Sarayeth does get caught completely out of position. Trippy Ninja though might be in line to make a solid play happen. Oh, Sad Boy does get taken down, and that's going to be picks here. KBC did drop that ultimate, and the freeze does come into effect, only managing to grab 1, and they are not looking to lose this one just yet as they manage to get it, with Game of Thrones still holding on to 94%.
Yeah, if they can get the Mei in here, or sorry, if they do push in here, it's going to be a little bit difficult because there is a Mei ult up, but if they manage to kind of bait that out, back out, and then push in once it's done, they have a really solid shot here.
Ooh, but what is the timing on that one? Sway looking to try to put in some room here for her allies, and this is gonna be really, really rough to do. So here it comes. Game of Thrones looking to try to get the inside room, and the battle is starting off. They're just throwing whatever they can into this small room. Darius Fulton does have that ultimate available, and they switched over. They do have a Soldier 76. Oh my god, and this is going to be absolutely huge. Darius Fulton pops the ultimate, but Sway managing to back up, looking to try to help out the rest of the team, and that's going to be 2 picks here. Stress managing to get Jaden, and it looks like the Game of Thrones are just not done yet. Here comes KBC, though, looking to drop that ultimate. That's going to be 2, and they're still pushing on in. They're absolutely not done yet. Oh, my God, Sway showing the domination. Oh, here comes the ultimate. as Sad Boy is just unable to do much of anything. Here comes the male looking to try to keep the dream alive, and that might be just everything that they needed and more. As they're starting to push their way on in, Ferret does, or I'm sorry, it's gonna be Stress that has the healing necessary to make this work. Here comes the Lucio ultimate looking to try to hold on, and here it comes, going for the spin to win. Ferret is not done yet. The Kamehameha does come out from O.C.C did nothing, and they're still just swinging on in, looking to try to make something work. Sad Boy off into the flank, looking to make this happen, and oh my god, at the very end, at the final minute, they might be able to keep this alive. Darius Fulton pops the hammer down, but Space Cowboy manages to stop that in its entirety, and Stress still affected by the spin to win is unable to do anything, and Jaden may have preemptively dropped that ultimate as Trippy Ninja looks to come on in, and now they've got this happening. Oh my god, they managed to save this.
Yeah, so they had some issues with their ult timings. I mean, I think that May held her ult for way too long. By the time she used it, it was just after the shatter where neither of those huge ultimates had much follow-up. But they have switched to, one of their favorite comps, and Ferret is getting to play his main Hammond, so we'll get to see how much he gets to do with this, because, it does seem like it's a difficult thing for Game of Thrones to deal with.
All right, so here they go, and now they're starting to push their way on in, and that's going to be good backup here as the male does get dropped, and now they're starting to move on in. Oh no, Sway just has nowhere to go, does get taken out, and we're moving into the 90% mark. They've got to hurry up and get in onto the point. And that's going to be Trippy Ninja is going to have to be the hero of this entire push. Getting on in, and here they go. They've got to turn around and get somebody there to help out. That's going to be one. That's going to be two. The hammer down does come on in, and Trippy Ninja may be able to hold on to this. That's going to be so much. The male gets dropped, and no, the assassins getting the rug pulled from under them are just unable to do anything about it. Unreal. Trippy Ninja, great job managing to get into their back line.
What a flank. I thought that they would have seen that coming, and, I thought Chi-Chi was staying on point to, contest that, but as soon as Trippy got there, he ulted, he took out their backline, and Assassins were just not able to get back onto point.
Oh man, that you got to have the game sense for that, man. You got to be thinking what they're going to do, and if they hadn't seen Trippy Ninja's ultimate, they should have been tracking that one a lot better.
Yeah. The May ult was used to zone because they thought that at 99% they were going to be able to clutch it out in time, but Trippy got there just in time to contest and had the ult up.
Oof, and here they come. Here it comes for all the marbles. Game of Thrones trying to keep their... Yeah, they're definitely trying to keep their winning streak at a max. So this initial fight is going to start. Assassins look to try to dethrone the best team in the Silver Division. Darius Fulton does manage to get a pick, and Sad Boy has got to be careful in terms of getting taken out. Darius Fulton still looking to try to get into that front line, but has all the protection available. And here they go, swinging on in. Sad Boy might be in a bad spot, and that's going to be Darius Fulton getting fire stroking into oblivion. And that's going to be a really, really weird death here for Sad Boy. The Kamehameha does come out, though. For O.C.C did nothing. As Space Cowboy looks to try to go for the stop, does manage to do so, and that's going to be a pick. Darius Fulton realizes he's got to rush in onto the point, but the freezes are coming in just in time. There is nobody to defend him, and Darius Fulton has to back out, and they are going to be able to use this to their advantage, making a stop here, but... I don't know what happened. I guess they stopped that shield just a little, or that wall a little too early.
Yeah, there were several issues with the play here, but sorry, I got a little distracted because as a Moira one trick, I was just evaluating the two Moiras on the field, and I was kind of surprised by how few orbs I saw bouncing around, because this is really an optimal place to get great orb bounces and just keep them on the field with your team.
Oh, so here it comes.
This Remy can bounce them, on so many worlds.
Oh, so they come pop that ultimate, and they manage to whiff that, and Darius Fulton might find there's an opportune moment, but KBC, the hero of the team right now, able to drop so much. That's going to be another one. KBC, you've got to stop this, man. They're just people. They've got families. Why would you do this? unreal, managing to come out with some finishes, and the Assassins getting closer and closer to being the ones to dethrone the #1 silver team in the silver division.
You know, they took their eyes off KBC for 1 second, and that's what happens.
But
This is just a constant game of tracking where his Reaper is.
yeah, it is, and they need to play it perfectly. Assassins cannot get complacent. They've got to be careful with how they're going to run it. Darius Fulton is in that front line and looking to start making some solid work. Oh, but here comes the Mayo, and it looks like Darius Fulton completely missing it, unable to do much of anything, and that's just so much damage coming in his way, and that's going to be a great Mayo that went ahead and got so much unbelievable work. Here comes the hammer down. Looking to try to finish us off. Sarieth has got to find a different spot, a different angle. We're moving into the 90%, and they might not be able to make it happen. Weezy did nothing. Gets taken out so incredibly quickly. They might not be anyone to get it. And unbelievably, it's going to be the Assassins taking the first victory home. The Assassins have dethroned the Game of Thrones. Oh my
Well
God.
played.
What?
This is a great series.
This
It
was
so close.
Oh my God, was it close? Woo. That was just ridiculous. Oh my God. You know, where were you? Where were you when the Game of Thrones got dethroned? What a series. That was incredibly ridiculous. The Game of Thrones showing their dominance, really putting themselves out there, but at the very end, the Assassins, with so much training, so much effort, and you could see it, managed to become, well, they're still not in first place. In terms of wins, the Game of Thrones is still the best. However, they now can put one loss on their record books.
That's got to be a huge boost to their momentum and just team because a team isn't really tested by winning together, right? They're tested by how well you can lose together, and we're really gonna finally see how Game of Thrones kind of holds it together after dealing with their first loss.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be, will they take this negatively, or will they just think, hey, that's okay, one loss, no big deal, we're still great, let's push our way forward. Outside of that, Assassins did phenomenal work here tonight. Oh my God. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have hit the end of the show here for the night. Please start giving us a hashtag for who you think is your player of the match. Elaine, who do you think is yours?
Well, I think the obvious answer is going to be KBC, because you cannot ever take your eyes off of him or stop tracking his ult. If you're going to face Assassins, you track KBC ults.
You know what? I'm going to have to give it to you there. I was really impressed with Sad Boy's ability. Darius Fulton was really, really putting it out there. They were really getting into these matches. And honestly, Sway was doing fantastic, good diva bombs. There was just so much on both sides. Trippy Ninja really doing all that extra work, clutching out that last push, managing to hold on and put everything into ultimate gear. I was just super impressed. Weezy did nothing. Wow, but KBC was the standout, and with that Reaper, as you said, if you do not track that Reaper, it is absolute hell, and unfortunately, the Game of Thrones had to deal with it. So, I'm seeing a little bit of love here from Cashews. You can't vote for yourself. How you gonna do that?
I mean, one of the things about Reapers at this level usually is that once they get ult, they start playing completely differently, right? You just don't see the Reaper until he drops it on you with his ult. But KBC doesn't quite do that. He still participates in the team fight as if he doesn't have it. And then he just sneaks off for 2 seconds to, get high ground and then dropped it right in.
There's just nothing you can do at that end. So I'm seeing a little bit of love here for KBC. Actually a lot of love here for KBC. And to that comment that Darius wasn't playing like normal, I think he was. It's just when you're used to playing against a certain main tank, you know their tendencies. So to play against a brand new main tank, it's going to change it. And on top of that, Assassins was running a ridiculous CC-based composition. Or at least they were doing it often. They just consistently had him moving everywhere. And I think that's just hard as a Reinhardt. You really can't do anything about it.
I felt so bad for him on Nepal when he had to deal with, their disruption comp. I was just watching him, bashed right by the Hammond bash, left by the Doomfist, and then hacked right after that.
Oh, that's just rough. But
Yeah.
all right, folks, you saw it here, folks. This was an absolutely nutty match that went to the very end, and the Assassins have so much to be proud for. The Assassins were having a really rough time prior to the season start, and seeing this change, this change in damage, this change in positioning, this change in momentum, I really do hope that more teams really follow this example. It's practice, training, and you just keep you lose, and eventually you will win. But you gotta keep trying, as Elaine said. So with that, of course, that has been the end of our show here for the night. I do want to thank you guys here for joining me, and we do have Sniv that is going to be working a little bit more in the social media department. With that being said, please tell your mom, dad, sister, grandma, uncle, that weird lady down the street. Why not? You know what I mean? Tell them to go on in. You just come on in. Maybe throw them a follow. Ask them to throw us a follow. If your parents want to see you do some sports, why not? We do a little esports here, and we'll be throwing your name out there. It's a wonderful thing to enjoy. It's a wonderful thing to watch. If you do have friends, say you want to have more friends, or you find somebody in Silver that you really, really do enjoy, go ahead and tell them to fill out the application down below. We will, they also do have it in our Discord. Fill out that application. We do place people, but we do place them based on what your team needs. It's not a perfect system. We are only human, and we'll do the best we can for you. That doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get a player, but you have a chance of getting it, especially if you know you're needing a DPS. So, if you do want to coach, go ahead and fill that application down. As of right now, they are strictly for Masters, Grandmasters, with a few exceptions. And if you'd like to be part of our stream team, please go ahead and shoot me a message. We'll be putting in the application for that one, so you could do what myself, Elaine, or Boot does, and be part of the stream team and really give you guys a show. So, Elaine, do you have anything else to offer our viewers before we get off for the night?
Thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that amazing series. Probably the closest one we've had in Silver. It was really fun to cast, and I hope it was fun to watch.
Alrighty then. So I have been the Whispering Triceratops.
Apparently Voltage was actually screaming during that, just watching. I assume he was muted, though,
Probably. But alright, and that has been Elaine. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.